Good morning, Mr. Lunch.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. What a mess in Ukraine, huh?
Huh?
What a mess.
Wait. Yeah. Is it affecting your brother-in-law at all?
Sorry?
Is it going to affect your brother-in-law in Europe?
I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
You know, they never touch Switzerland because that's where all of them have the money there.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. How's the cost of living in Switzerland? Is it pretty high?
Yeah. Always been.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Walter, welcome back. Welcome back, Walter.
Thank you. Hi, Mario. Elazar.
Hello, Walter.
Hi, where were you today, Elazar? We needed you.
I'm under the weather. I haven't got out for 2 days.
Oh, yeah. You sound like you're not feeling well, huh?
Yeah. I went to the doctor yesterday. I got to go get this morning.
Uh-huh.
I just I got a bad cold. I don't know what it is. So I went to, took some tests. I got to go get for some more tests today.
You know what, Elazar, I never heard of a good cold.
Yeah.
Everybody says I got a bad cold. I never heard of a good cold.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I use that. Just an expression, you know.
Everybody uses it. It's funny.
Yeah. How was Lakewood? Okay.
Nice, beautiful wedding. Nice. You know, Lakewood is great. They know how to make a wedding in Lakewood. I think my car ride from Manhattan cost more than the whole wedding.
And longer too. I was there a week ago too. The same thing. We went from Far Rockaway to Lakewood. It was a schlep. Yeah. Did you leave from Newark or you left from Manhattan?
No, Manhattan. It was 2 hours. 2 hours. It's just long, and you know it's expensive to get there, but it's fun. Yeah. The wedding was beautiful, really nice. They just know how to do a nice wedding there. The food's great.
That's wonderful. Yeah, my son was there. Yaakov was there too.
Yeah, I saw Yaakov. I saw Yaakov Moshe, and New York was certainly much warmer than here. Yesterday was 65 degrees.
Wow. That's beautiful. You're lucky. Yeah. I was there when it was 17.
Yeah.
It could get very cold. Yeah. All right.
Ernie. Ernie.
Aleichem.
I got inspired by, Ma'aseh Merkava and Nichnasim Leparde. So I decided I better come home and start learning again, So.
Right. We're on Test Vav. We had talked about what's the din if a Basula got pregnant, could she marry Kohen Gadol? So according to Shmuel, yes, because Yachal ani livol kama b'ilos below dam. He was able to have relations somehow without destroying the hymen. And in that case, she would be also to the Kohen. Or perhaps this technique of Shmuel is It's not relevant. So this is the famous case where there's a Havamina that a man had left some of his emission in a bathtub, and a woman went to take a bath there, and she got pregnant from the bath. And so then she remains a psula, and then therefore she'd be able to marry the Kohen Gadol. Shmuel, who was a doctor, said that if the Shechva Zera does not penetrate through like a missile, like a bullet, like an arrow that's being shot from a bow, doesn't have fertility potential. So how could just Zera that's sitting in a bathtub float in? It's not Yorek Echet, so it should not be Mazras. So the Gemara says, Mikor Nami Yorek Echet. Yeah, but when the man put it into the bathtub, it came out like a chetz. And that's what's required for fertility, even though later on it doesn't go into her kachetz. Rabbi Yeshua was in the Harabayis. He saw that Ben Zoma was engrossed because he didn't stand up. Where are you floating? In what sky? On the second day, Kadosh Baruch Hu divided the upper waters and the lower waters. There's only 3 finger breaths between them. Like a dove that hovers over her nest and doesn't touch it. It's very close. You see, Ben Zoma has not penetrated internally into wherever you go by the pardes. Michte, because that pasuk is on the first day of creation, and Havdalah bein mayim lamayim is biyom sheni udahav. Tichsiv vayim havdil bein mayim lamayim. Okay, vekama, how much really is there space between mayim al yom mayim tachtonim? Amar Rav Acha bar Yaakov kimlo nima, like a hair. Rabbanon Amar ki guda de gamla. Like when you have a bridge made out of planks, the space in between the planks. Like 2 shirts, I guess, placed on top of each other, the space in between of them. Some say it's like 2 cups that are placed one on top of the other, and that's the space between the Mayim Al Yamayim Tachtonim. Again, this is beyond my pay grade to understand really what's going on here. And then the famous Gemara, Acher Kitzeitz Banatios. Acher, Elisha ben Avuya, he went off the derech. Don't let your mouth cause your flesh to sin. Mahi. Chaza metatron. He saw the Malach Metatron. He was given the right, I guess, by Kodesh Baruch Hu to sit and write all the schiyos of Klal Yisrael. So Acher said, what do you mean? How can you sit down? We have a Mesorah that Lamala, there's no sitting, there's no competition, lo oiref, lo ipui, there's no, people don't get tired. This was the big debate, is there, when we say Hashem is Echad, because he takes care of both the good and the bad. That's why we are matzdik the din. We say Baruch Dayan Emes, even on the bad. But there were religions, particularly Zoroastrianism in Persia, that talked about a rishus that governed good and a rishus that governed evil. And this is kfira. So because Acher got fought like that, they took Metatron out of where he was in Shamayim, and they lashed him with 60 lashes of fire, not to make the mistake again, because it caused a problem for Acher. My time ki chazisa lakam to mikamei. When you saw Elisha, because he came into the Pardes, why did you stand? In fact, Metatron was given the permission to remove the zechuyos in whatever book he was writing in of Acher, and to be marshal him in this event. It's because of this event that it says, "Come back, my children, do tshuva." Everybody has a way back except for Acher. Oh, Acher heard this. Okay, I don't have opportunity to come into the Olam Haba, so I'm going to go and I'm going to get all the pleasures of the Olam Hazeh. Nafak Acher l'tabura. So Acher went off the derech. Nafak Ashkach Zoina. He met up with a prostitute. Tava. He tried to engage her. Amrle. So the Zona said, "What do you mean? Lav Elisha ben Avuyad? You're Elisha ben Avuyad the Tana." Akar puglim imesha b'Shabbos v'yoivle. It was Shabbos. He plucked a radish from the ground on Shabbos to show her that, I'm not showing her Torah mitzvahs anymore. So Amra, the Zona is the one who named him. Oh, Acherhu, you're different. I see you're different now. This is not Elisha ben Avui, it's Acher. And that's how he got the name Acher. Shol Acher is Rabbi Meir, Lacher Shiasa Tarbusra. Acher asked Rav Meir. Acher was Rav Meir's Rebbe. Elisha ben Avuya was Rav Meir's Rebbe. So we have to recognize who is Rav Meir. Rav Meir, Stam Mishnah, Rav Meir he. The Masorah, that when Rabbi Yehuda Nossi wrote down the Mishnayos, all anonymous Mishnayos that don't mention the name of the Tana, Stam Mishnah is the author's Rav Meir. And Rav Meir's direct Rebbe was Elisha ben Avuya. So something to think about. So Acher asked Rav Meir, Amr le mai dichsiv gamet zelu umazeh asalokim. What's the meaning of that pasuk in Koheles? Amr lo kol masha bar Kadosh Baruch Hu bar kenegdo. Everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes, he makes like a doppelganger, something opposite it. Bar harim bar gvos. He creates mountains, he creates valleys. Bar yamim bar naharos. He makes oceans, he makes rivers. Amar lo Rabbi Kiva Rab Chalo Amar Kach. And so Acher responded to Rav Meir, and Acher was one of Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim. Rabbi Akiva, your Rebbe, or really Acher was a Talmid Chaver of Rabbi Akiva. And one of the main Rebbes of Rabbi Meir was Rabbi Akiva, which is the direct lineage through Rabbi Yehuda Nossi to the Mishnah. So Omar Loach, Acher said Rabbi Akiva, Rab Chalo Amar Kach. Rabbi Akiva did not explain it that way. Elabar Tzadikim Bar Rishoim. The doppelganger, the couples are Tzadikim and Rishoim, referring to himself. Bar Gan Eden, Bar Gehenim. He created a place for Tzadikim Gan Eden. He created Gehenim. Kol echad ve'echad yesh lo shnei chalakim. Every person really has a chelik in both. Echad b'Gan Eden ve'echad b'Gehenim. Zachat Tzadik. if the tzaddik is righteous, natal chelko v'chelik chaver b'gan Eden. So the tzaddik gets his own chelik and the chelik of his friend who's a rasha, who doesn't deserve Gan Eden, he gets a double portion of Gan Eden. And this chayiv rasha, and if the rasha is chayiv punishment, natal chelko v'chelik chaver b'ganim. He gets his own portion in Ganim, and he gets his friend's portion in Ganim. Amrav Mashasha Maikra, what's the pasuk to support this? Gabi tzadikim ksiv lachein ba'artza mishne irasha. Mishne lashon double. He will inherit in the land double. Gabi Rishon ksiv mishne shibor and shavrim. Same type of pasuk. Shol acher Rab Meir. Lacher shiyartza l'tarbus rav. Acher asked Rab Meir another question. By the way, tonight we're learning at 7:30, Mari, if you can put that in. Okay. That it won't reach a value of gold or glass. Armelo, elu divrei Torah, shekashin l'knosin k'chlizav v'chlipaz. Divrei Torah are hard to acquire, like it's hard to acquire a golden kli or whatever paz is, another precious jewel. The noichin adam keklis chuchis, but Torah is easy to lose, like it's easy to break a glass. That's what Rab Meir answered. Amar lo acher ser Rabbi Kiva Rab Chalo Amar Kach. Rabbi Kiva your Rebbe did not answer that way. Golden kalim and even glassware can be fixed, even though they broke. A Talmid Chacham, even though he sinned, has a takana. Okay, said Rab Meir. Amar lo, Rab Meir said to Acher, afatach chazar b'cha. So you have a chance. Amar lo, Acher responded, Kvar shamati machri apargod. I heard from beyond the curtain. This is referring to when he was in Shamayim. Shuvu banim shavivim chutz me'acher. I have no ability to do tshuva. Ton Rabbanon. Ma'aseh ba'acher she'roichiv al asus b'Shabbos. Arach was riding a horse on Shabbos. The Chachamim don't allow that. It's a Gzeir Rabbanon. Hi Rab Meir ma'alech achrav lilmod Torah mipiv. Even so, Rab Meir was walking behind Acher, riding the horse, learning Torah from his mouth. Amar lo, Acher said, Meir, chazar lachracha. Rab Meir, it's time for you to go back to the Yeshuv. Shekvar shiarti beikvi susi ad kan tchum Shabbos. I've calculated through listening to the steps of my horse that we've now reached 2,000 amas. It's beyond Tchum Shabbos. You got to go back. Can't go any further with me. Amar le, Reb Meir said to him, Afatach chazor b'cha. Fine. You come back and do tshuva. Amar le, v'lo kvar ma'at l'cha kvar shamati machri ha'parga tshuva b'min shavim ha'chutz me'acher. I already told you that I heard that there's no chance for me. Tokfei. But Reb Meir forced him. He went back with him. Ayla l'bei midrasha. So Acher visited a base medrash. Amar le Yanuka, psok li psukecha. He asked the child that he saw in the shul, what pasuk did you learn today? Amar lo ein shalom amar Hashem la Rishonim. There's no peace for the Rishonim. Ayla bei knishta achriti went to another shul. Amar le Yanuka, psok li psukecha, tell me your pasuk. Amar lo, ki in techapsi benesser, if you launder me with detergent, the tarbi l'chaboiris, and you clean me with borax. Nichtam avonich lefonai. You think you'll be cleaned? Again, a pasuk that is reminding Acher that even though he's come back, because Rav Meir forced him to come back, they keep on reminding him that he has no chance. Ayla be'knishta achriti. Amar lei liyanuka psok li psukecha. Tell me your pasuk. Amar lei v'ad shadud matasi kitil b'shishani kitadi adizav kitikri bapuch enach l'shav tisyapi. What, you're going to, just by changing your clothes, you're going to change everything? Ayla Beknishta, Achriti went to another shul. Ad Ayla Tleser Beknishta. He ended up going to 13 shuls. Kulu Pasuk like Yaigabla. And every child gave him a pasuk like that, like these psukim. The Basra Amalei, in the last one, he said, Psukli Psukech Amalei, Ula Rasha Amalokim Malach al Saper Chukai. You, Russia does no right to Mesaper my chukim. Hahu Yenukav Magam Game Belishna. He stuttered. Elisha Amar Elokim. And Elisha thought he said not to Russia, but to Elisha. So Ikidami Sakinav Madu Kore. Some say Acher had a knife and he cut this Yanuka up into 13 pieces. And he sent them to the 13 shuls that he had visited. That he didn't actually do it, but he said that if I had a knife, this is what I would do. Kinach nafshe de Acher, Amri, when Acher was dying, it was said in the Beis Din Shalmala, Lo meidin l'daina v'lo lamad asi lesi. We shouldn't judge him, and he shouldn't come to the Olam Haba. Lo meidin l'daina, he has the chuyos. We won't bring him to court, mishum de asak baraisa. V'lo de amad asi lesi mishum de chata. He won't go to Olam Haba because of chet. Amar Meir mutav de l'daina v'leisa lamad asi. The mayor told him better to be judged, go to the next world. And Masai Amus, the A'aleh Ashar Mekivro, when I die, said Reb Meir, and you see smoke arising from my grave, it'll be a siman that they did take him to Din, and he's in Gehenna getting kapara. So Kinach Nafshe de Reb Meir, Solik Kutra Mekivre Dacher. When Rav Meir died, there was a column of ash or smoke that began to come out of the kever of Acher, which was the siman that Rav Meir told everybody. Rav Yochanan, Gvurta lemikla Rabbe. What kind of bravery is to allow his rabbi to be burned? It means Rabbi Yochanan was taking Rav Meir to task. If you're going to save him already, save him completely. There was a Talmid Chacham who was amongst us, Acher, and there's nobody who can save him. Inakte biyad man maramele. Who's going to save him? Man. So he said, Mosai Amud Vachaber Hashan Mekivra. When I die, I'm going to take him out of Gehenna. And the simon will be that the smoke will stop arising from his grave. When Rav Yochanan died and he went to Elam Emes and he did what he did, I guess he saved Acher from Gehenna, the smoke stopped emanating from the kever of Acher. Posach Aleihu Sabdana. So a eulogizer for Rav Yochanan said, Afilu Shemer HaPesach Lo Amar L'Fanecha, that even the watchman of Gehenna couldn't stand by, couldn't prevent Rav Yochanan from coming and saving Acher. Bito Shel Acher Asil Kamei de Rebbe. The daughter of Acher was poor, presented herself in front of Rebbe for tzedakah. Amr le Rebbe Parnaseni, please help me. Amr le Rebbe said, Bat miyad. Who are you? Amr le Bito Shel Acher. I'm Acher's daughter. Amr le Adan Yesh Mizar Ma'oila. I can't believe that there are generations from him still in the world. Vaksiv loinin v'loy nechad ba'amol ve'ein sar b'megurav. That by a Russia he's not going to have any progeny. Amr lo zchor lo taras v'atizkor masa. Remember his Torah, don't remember his actions. Miyad yarda eish v'sachsach safsola shel Rebbe. Fire came down from Shemaim and singed or burnt the bench of Rebbe. Bachav Amar Rebbe. Rebbe cried, Umalam etagdin ba kach. Look at how Shemaim is defending the covet, even somebody like Acher, who rebelled. Mishtabchin ba'alachas kam v'kam. To a Talmid Chacham who did not rebel, how much more is Shemaim going to be careful of the covet of that person? Where do we find that Reb Meir learned Torah from the mouth? Or how could Reb Meir learn Torah from the mouth of Acher? The lips of a kohen will guard wisdom. The Torah of Akshami Piyu ki Malach Hashem Tzvakosu. And you should be Mavakish Torah from him because he's a Malach. And Chazal learned in Doima Rav Malach Hashem Tzvakos. If your Rebbe is like a Malach, Yavakshu Torah Mipiyu. Then from such a person you can be Mavakish Torah. V'im Lavai Yavakshu Torah Mipiyu. So how could Reb Meir, because they told us the story that he was learning from Acher as they were walking, how could Reb Meir learn Torah from him? Reb Meir found the pasuk. Hat oznacha ushma divrei chachamim, v'libcha tashlis l'daiti. Find the chachamim, listen to them, and make sure your heart follows my HaKadosh Baruch Hu's thought. L'dai tamloi nemer eladati. It doesn't say follow the Rebbe's das. It says follow the HaKadosh Baruch Hu's das. Come in here, this is in Tilim, that you have to listen to Chachamim, and you have to forget the bad things that he says. So Kasher Kraya Dodi, but the other psukim, the Sivsei Koyen pasuk, says you shouldn't learn at all. So the psukim seem to be in stira. Like Kasha haba gadol haba katan. If it's a gadol b'Yisrael, I guess Acher was considered gadol b'Yisrael, it's permitted. If he's not such a gadol, then it's not permitted. Rav Meir ate watercress and threw out the shell, which
how we pass in that we learn,
which means Rav Meir was able to take in that which was good and spit out that which was bad. The Shulchan Aruch
can we learn from
Paskins? Harak she'eino holech b'derech tova, a Rebbe that's not acting properly. Af shehu chacham gadol b'Torah ein boim lilmod mimenu.
That's right.
Not allowed to learn from him until he's choiv b'tshuva. She'amru chachamim she'em ein arav doim l'malach Hashem al yivakshu Torah mipiyu. So we paskin like that pasuk.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's Yoredeya, Hilchos Talmud Torah Reish Mem Vav.
Yeah.
Dorash Rava. My dichsiv in Shir Hashirim it says El Ginat Egoz Yoradati. I went down to the walnut garden, Lirot Bi'ibei Anachal, to see the river. Lama Nimshul Tamid Chachamim LeEgoz. This refers to Tamid Chachamim, and they're compared to a walnut. Ma ego zafal pisha maluchlach petit uvitzoa. A walnut can get dirty, ein masha b'tzorcham nimas, but the nut inside can still be eaten. Av tamid chacham, aval pisha sorach ein toiraso nimemes. Tamid chacham's Torah doesn't become bad, even he has fallen off the derech. Ashkei Rav Bar Shila yo. Rav Bar Shila met up with Eliyahu Navi. Omeli, my covet HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? Omer like Omer Shmaitz Mipuay de Kul Rabbanon. He repeats over all the halachos in the name of the Chachamim. However, Mipumid Rav Meir like Omer. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't mention Rav Meir's name. Omer le Amai. Why not? Mishum de Kul Gomer Shmaitz Mipumid Acher, because a lot of the Torah Rav Meir learned. He learned from the mouth of Acher, and it's not the coveting for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to repeat that Torah. Omerle, what do you mean? Amira, Meir Rimon Matzah Toicha Achol Klipos Zora. What do you mean? Meir found in Acher a pomegranate full of Torah, and he ate the inside, and the klipa he got rid of. Omerle Hashtakomer Meir B'ni Omer. Oh, so Kodesh Baruch Hu quoted a halacha. And he said, Meir B'ni Bizman Shodim Mitzdar Shechina Maloshon Ameris Kalni Meroishi Kalni Mizroi. When a person is mitzvah, the Shechina Kivyochel is also mitzvah. I have a headache, my arms are weak. In Kach Kodesh Baruch Hu mitzvah damen al shel rishoyim, kavachomer al damen shel tzadikim shenishbach. The Kodesh Baruch Hu is mitzvah even through the blood of rishoyim like Acher. So certainly he'll be mitzvah because of the blood of tzadikim that are spilled. Shmuel found Rav Yehuda hanging or leaning on a doorpost. He was crying. Amalei Shinana, you have long teeth. I guess Rav Yehuda had long teeth. Micah Bachis, why are you crying? Amalei, right? This is when we say in Shas, Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel. Amalei Mizutra Maidich Siv Bu Brabonon. I shouldn't cry. The pasuk Ayeh Sofer, Ayeh Shokel, Ayeh Sofer Samigdolim. Where are the Talmidei Chachamim? Meaning, Shayu Soferim Kolosiyas Shabbat Ayeh Sofer. These are Talmidei Chachamim who would count every letter. Ayeh Shokel Shayu Shokelim Kav Chachamim Shabbat. They would measure every Kav Chamer. Ayeh Sofer Samigdolim Shayu Shonin Shloshim Esalachas B'Migdal Perech Ba'Avir. They would learn 300 halachas in Tumah v'Tahara regarding a chest that was floating in the air. It's a very complicated sugya. Not a chest that's on the ground, but a suspended chest. And they would learn 300 halachas from there. And if they learned in depth so much on such minor, or how much did they learn? So that's what he was crying about. Am Rabami. Tlas mea boy doig v'achitoifel migdal perech ba'avir. Achitoifel, who was the Yoetz of David HaMelech, and Doeg Adomi, which we've had in Shmuel, who was the Talmid Chacham with Shaul. They also would have 300 kashas in this sugi of Migdal Perech Ba'avir. Utnan, Shloisha Malachim V'Arba Yodis Elam Chelek L'Maba. We talk about 3 kings. It's Menashe HaMelech and 4 Yoitos, which includes Doeg and Achitoifel. So you see, even Talmidei Chachamim of great stature lost their Olam Haba. So Rav Yehuda said, "Anan Matev, what will be Anan? What will be with us?" Said Rav Yehuda. Omer Leishin, Shmuel said, "You have long teeth." Tina Isavaliba. They were never good from the outset. It's not that they were good and went bad. They had a bad heart from the beginning. And then the Gemara goes to tell us what led them astray. He loved to sing Greek songs. So because he was involved in the local culture, and he would sing Greek music, even though he's with the Chachamim, even in his tchila, he was after the local culture. That's the Tarbus Ra. Not only that, when Acher would get up from the yeshiva, underneath his stender or on his lap, would fall like Plato. I'm saying that, but Sifrei Minim, like philosophy, and he brought them even into the Beis HaMedrash. Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, philosophy, Epicurus, the Sifrei Minim. Plato, not so much, because Plato, he believed they believed in a God, and they believed in, different from our conception, they believed in a soul. But the various Epicurus said there is no future. It's all this. It's like the modern atheists, like Stephen Hawking, that says there's nothing. You live, you die, and that's it. Plato had a different concept, but we're talking about the Stoic philosophy, etc. was prevalent among certainly the Tzdukim. Apparently, Acher had that type as well. Shol Nimus Agardius Rav Meir. Nimus Agardi was a famous philosopher in the time of Rav Meir. Kol Amar Denachas Liyorik Solik. He said like this: when you take wool and you put it in a cauldron of dye, so does the whole cloth get fully dyed? And what he was asking him was, when people come into the yeshiva to learn Torah, all of them come out of the yeshiva perfect? Yes. If he was innocent and pure when he came into the yeshiva, he's going to come out good. If from the Haim, from the Biner, from his mother, if he was not clean and he had some kind of flaw internally, then the Torah will not be mashpia on him appropriately. When we say that Arba Nichnas Lapardes, only one came out okay, Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva, Allah b'shalom, v'yared b'shalom. He went up, he came down. B'shalom. V'olav ha'kasav v'omer mashcheni acharecha narutza. Eviyani ha'melech ha'darav. That means I can run after the melech even inside. V'af Rabbi Kiva bikshu malach asher l'dochvo. When Rabbi Kiva came up to Shammai, the malachim wanted to push him out. Leave this Talmid Chacham alone. He can be careful about my covet, that he's not going to lose his das like Ben Zoma did, like Acher did, etc. He will be able to handle whatever's going on up here. Okay, Shekoyach, very interesting Gemara.
Shkoyach, beautiful. I explained it, everything so beautifully.
Thank you.